There's a card in it. We're getting pre-flight ready, y'all. We hadn't done a video in a while, and I apologize for that, but life comes into play sometimes, and we have to take care of business.
To live and survive.
To live and survive. I got the camera pointed towards the plane here. I got my Diamond BF-109. Just put a Admiral 4000 4S in it to check all my flight controls and all that stuff. And me and RD's gonna hit the airport this weekend. So I'm just going to tinker around with it, make sure all my flight controls are right.
This is what, KD, we had a previous video on this telling this is what we do so that when we get to the airport, we've got confidence that the airplane is ready to fly.
Right.
We've already been through these airplanes. We've already set them up. This is a recheck of our work to make sure this airplane is now airworthy. And we do this to every airplane before we take it to the hangar, to the flight line. So that's what we're doing today, and we just thought we'd kind of show you what we go through before we take it out to the airport.
Then I got my little book. I keep my notes in. It's just a little notepad. I keep all my notes from all my planes in it. The flight modes 1, 2, and 3. To what battery I'm going to use. To the safe and the gyro switches on my Radio Master TX16S, because that's what me and RD both run. Which is y'all seen us do a video on it. That's the radio we use. Dad's got one, pretty much the same thing I got. Looks a little different, but the same thing. So, anyway, I got my 4000S in here, Admiral. I'm going to check the CG on it, make sure the CG's right on it. I have done the CG on this thing before, but I don't have anything written down. I always take a little Sharpie marker and write on the edge where it's white on the edge, and me and RD both mark where the front and or the back of the battery is, what battery we're going to use, so we know exactly where to place the battery when we put it in to go fly. So all I'm going to do right now, I'm going to grab my radio. I've already got it hooked up. You see my lights flashing. This is the Diamond BF-109. I've yet to fly it, but it's coming. So let's check the flight controls. So on this one, on flight mode 1, 2, and 3, I've got my flight modes at 80, 65, and 50. That's on my ailerons. That's on my elevators. I have my rudder at 100%, and obviously my throttle is at 100%. So the first thing I always like to do, I like to check my throttle. So all I'm going to do is just make sure you put your hand on the plane and just check my throttle. And as you can see, it's running fine. Plenty of thrust, and that battery's at 30%. It's not worse now because it was in the storage mode. So I'm going to check my elevator now at 80% flight mode 1. So I'm at left, right, up, down. They've been sitting a while. I heard them brake. You hear them brake? I did. So I got full 100% rudder. And then I got...
Tell them why we do 100% rudder. Strictly for ground control.
Yeah, just ground control. And then we have a little bit of expo. Me and Dad both are running 30% expo on the rudder.
We also got a mix on it.
Well, mix. I'm sorry, yeah, mix. So when we're in the banking, we have 30% of the rudder that will help the plane turn in the banking. So there's my ailerons working good. My elevator's working good at 80%. I'm going to try to 65%. Plenty.
Flight mode 3.
And then we're in flight mode 3, which is 50%. And I can adjust this when we're at the airport. You know, I may take it up, fly it around, land it, if I can land it. But you know, and we can adjust from there. But I've got it kind of low because I want to have as much control over the plane as I can. But anyway, all that looks really good. So now I'm going to check my gyro and my safe. I am running the Admiral. I think we put the 600 in this one too. Yeah, we got the Admiral 600 in this one. So I'm going to check my safe. I've got my safe to the forward. Yep. So let's see what it does.
It's what Admiral calls their stabilization, but it's basically the same thing.
So I'm looking for when I wag the tail like that to see that elevator go up when I go up and the elevator go down when I go down. And that's exactly what it's doing. And then when I go left or right, I'm looking for that rudder to go the direction that I'm going.
Right.
And then when I'm doing the ailerons, if I'm going this way, I want that aileron to go that way. Same way with this aileron. I want it to go the way I'm going. And that's exactly what it's doing. So it's working fine. Yep.
Have you got it in the full stabilization?
Yes, yes.
Turn it over, see if it flips the aileron.
I don't think I got it in that one. Yeah, that's what's in there.
Yeah. That's how you test right there to make sure that it's in the full stabilization mode. When you turn it upside down and it tries to correct it back around. In an Admiral 600, you've got stabilization and you've got gyro. There's not an off on here that we can turn it off. You got one or the other. And now he's checking for just the gyro, am I right?
Yeah.
Just the gyro, to make sure if the wind hits it, it'll correct. And I can hear it working.
Here, it's working. So all that's working. So let us check our flaps.
Flap down, flap down,
The flaps working good.
That's good.
down, flap up.
Now, when he goes through this, it's a good idea, gang, to come back and go from the wingtip all the way to the root of the fuselage to make sure that all those flight controls line up perfectly.
Make sure they're good and smooth across.
Because if one's down a little bit, it's going to cause the airplane to roll.
Yeah.
And this looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I know the rudder's almost perfect. I'm
Yeah,
looking at the
I
rudder.
can see everything back here is really flush.
How about the elevators?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check my gear. I can see the, I hope y'all can see the gear. It goes down. Looking good. And this is all part of our pre-flight that we do before we go fly. And we haven't flown in a long time, guys, and we're getting there. I promise you. So I think we're good to go. What's this camera doing? Oh, it's just charging. Okay. I got the charger on the camera, so if I look at the camera, if I look at y'all funny. Alright, so the BF-109 is good. I just done the Dynam Corsair, which is a beautiful plane, man. I've yet to fly it, but that's the reason why we're doing tonight. It's a Friday night. Me and Dad like to get together.
In the beginning of the summer.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the summer, and it's a Friday night, and we like to come back and have a couple of beverages and shoot the bull about, you know, different things and play with the airplane. So these things ought to be good to go. Dad's got two that he wants to go through before we go. This is Friday. We're going to try to go Sunday morning.
Early
Sunday morning, yeah, before it gets supposed to be in the mid-90s here this weekend. So we're going to get out there before it gets too hot. Anyway, I got to check the, I didn't check the CG. Make sure you check your CG. I got this battery pushed pretty far forward.
That's perfect. A little
No,
nose
it's
down.
heavy, but it's, I
Perfect.
think it's good, yeah.
You want it to be a little, if not completely neutral, you don't want it to be tendency to be tail heavy.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark what the battery is, which is an Admiral 4000S, 4004S. And then I'm going to mark where I've got the battery located in the fuselage. Boom. She's good to go. This one's got a big cavity up here in the front And, I need to work on that bad boy a little bit right there. We're gonna work on that later. Cool. All right, there is the BF-109. She's good to go. We'll come back in a few minutes and we'll do another plane. Stay with us. All right, guys. Now what we're gonna do, and I know I got my head cut off here, but we're trying some different stuff here. We're doing a pre-flight for this is what's it called? Carbon Cove. I haven't flown in a while and played with it in a while, so it's Carbon Cove. It's going to take, we're using an Admiral 2600 3S in it. So what I'm going to do, put a battery in, we're going to hook it up. Already got his Radio Master TX16S ready to go, so we can find out what we need to do, make sure all the controls are right. And we're going to fly it, or he's going to fly it on Sunday. This is a Friday night, hanging out in the hangar a little bit. We're going to make sure all the flight controls on this one is ready to go. I'll hook her up. This has got to take a plug, right?
Adapter?
Yep, it's got to have an adapter. So it's got to have an adapter for this one. What I mean by adapter is the Carbon Cove has a different, it's got the IC3.
There you go.
You gotta have the adapter that goes to it. The younger she blows. Oh. You know, get all the guts in there. All right.
Now you gotta take it and sit flat on the surface. Flat on the face.
Yeah, that will. We need to fit. Oh, there it is.
All right.
Gyro off. Stabilize mode.
All right. Tell me what mode I'm in up there. What color is that light?
It is green.
Normal gyro.
So on the front of the cup, it has a green, blue, and red light. It's one LED that changes colors as you go through the different modes. We're in blue now.
Gyro off.
It is in red now.
That is nothing. There's nothing on it.
Yep.
That's flying it with no gyro, no safe, no nothing.
Normal gyro.
When it's in red,
That's blue.
when it's in blue, that is just gyro. That's when the wind hits it or whatever. It's supposed to correct itself from that.
Stabilize mode.
And green is full safe.
Full set.
This one does have the full safe. All right, first thing we're gonna, you put it on that thing now. First thing I want to look at is my flight controls. Show them, Chief. It's supposed to be from flat to tip.
Yeah, you got between your ailerons, your flaps, you wanna make
Fuselage.
sure they're all straight and level and feels good. You can visually look at them, you can feel them. This one looks absolutely perfect. You can go from tip to tip and just look, and it is absolutely perfect
Now-
on the ailerons and flaps.
Now the rudder is perfect, but if you'll notice the elevator, notice the elevator.
Elevator's got a little up on it.
That's because it's in safe mode.
Normal gyro. Gyro off.
Yep.
With it off, it goes completely
Level.
level,
And the button is red.
and the button is
Or the
red.
light's red.
If I go back to green, you'll see the elevator giving a little bit of nose-up attitude.
Yep.
All right, let's try the flaps on it.
Flaps half.
Yep.
Flaps full.
Yep.
Flaps up.
Yep.
All right. Now we're in the safe mode. I'm going to try to watch the. I've noticed that the safe select on this thing actually cuts down on the movement of the flight controls, so it kind of settles it down a little bit. But this is 100%. I think that's what I've got. Let me see. Let me check. I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm sorry, I have 97%. 60, and 30 with a 40% expo. All right. That is full travel and safe. That is the left aileron. I've got it turned to the right, so the right aileron is up, left aileron is down. Rudders to the left, rudders to the right. Elevators up, elevators down. Now, if I go, now right now I've got it at 90%. Notice the difference. That's 90% and safe. I will go to mode 2, which is just the gyro.
Normal gyro.
I'm sorry.
Stabilize mode.
I'm gonna
Flight
go.
mode
I'll go to flight mode 2 and safe.
Flight mode 3.
And if you'll notice, flight mode 3, you couldn't fly in flight mode 3 at that. You're gonna have to fly at 100%. Cause look at that, Chief. They're just not even.
There's no movement.
There's just no moving on it. But that's in full safe. Now I can take it out of full safe
Normal gyro.
into one of the others, and you got that right there.
Flight mode 2.
That's flight mode
4
2.
minutes. Flight mode 1.
And that's flight mode 1.
Flight mode 3.
What I have tried to do, I have tried to kind of match the movement when it's out of safe, because that's the way they want you to fly it as a beginner. Out of safe, I've tried to match the movement as if it was in safe, so you're not going to get a whole lot of travel on it. Okay?
Gyro off.
Now I got the gyro completely off. You can see there's quite a
You
difference.
have full movement.
Now, I'm going to turn to the left, and I'm watching my rudder to make sure my rudder goes to the left, because it's got a little mix on it. As you can see, it turns just a little bit
Just a hair,
to
yeah.
the right. It goes just a little bit to the right. Okay?
Stabilize mode.
I'm going back to 100%. I'm going to safe. Now, I have flown this thing, I don't know how many times, in this mode right here.
Oh, good.
And it flies great. Flies great. Okay, so to me everything looks good. I need to check I got the throttle off, the throttle cut, nothing is happening. Turn the throttle cut off,
Engines on.
the engine is now armed. And it's working. So,
Engine off.
again, the engine is off. And that's kind of what we do before we go to the flight line to make sure everything is working and is working like it should be. The biggest thing to me is to make sure that those flight controls are absolutely lined up with that wing, so you're not fighting an abnormal condition while it's in the air. And right now, I can see this airplane's going to fly great. This airplane flies great. Big Keith Boat has flown it, and it flies really good. It's a good, and I've said it over and over again, it's a good airplane to learn to fly on.
See the green light? Switch some modes.
Normal gyro.
It's blue,
Gyro off.
then it goes to red. So it
Stabilize.
tells you what you're in. So,
If you're just learning to fly, want to learn to fly, this is a great airplane to do it with. I mean, it's just,
you can see it's trying to correct itself.
yeah, it's in safe right now. Now, if I turn it out of safe,
Gyro off.
nothing.
But it's just
The gyro is on.
gyro's working. Yeah.
Normal gyro.
And this is ready to go.
Yeah,
The Carbon Cub is ready to fly. So we're gonna take the battery out, and we got one more to do.
Normal gyro. Gyro off.